Let's see if the stream is working. We should be live on X and YouTube. Welcome to the pre-bell breakdown, episode number 16 this morning on this fine thirsty Thursday. All right, let's go check. All right, we're live on X, looking good. Live on YouTube, looking good. Let me send out this link. I'm gonna do a quick little 20-minute pre-bell look at the market. Dun, 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 dun. All right, send out the link. Let's go. All right. SPY is back at the same previous day low that it was yesterday. Nothing too significant going on with SPY yet, other than the fact that it is in a squeeze on the 15, 30-minute, and 1 hour. 15-minute from, let's see, this morning. Lower highs, basing right here, moving to the downside. 30-minute has not flipped bullish, also moving to the downside. And your 1 hour is looking pretty disgusting. No squeeze on the 1 hour. So just looks like the 5, 15, and 30-minute. As of right now, 15 and 30-minute. 15-minute is bearish, 30-minute is leaning to bearish as well. So we're basing just right around this same exact low from yesterday. So watch this area right here on SPY. Starts to break underneath that area. Three targets downside are going to be 680, 679.60, and down to previous day low area 678.8 area, which is going to be this zone right here. So looking for SPY to potentially break this zone right here and get the move down to here underneath 680, get the bigger move down to the next zone right there. So as of right now, that's kind of what it is looking like here this morning. For Qs, previous day low, a little bit lower, 617.81. Previous low below that is literally right there. So Qs is right near the same base. You'll see it. There you go. So QQQ is hitting the same little base right here. Drag that over, it's literally the same thing right here. And then it's literally like, so buyers are stepping in here on QQQ. So if you go to your 15 and 30-minute, there you go. So let me turn this shit off real quick. So if you look at QQQ, this zone right here, right, this is where buyers keep stepping in, setting the price action back up. One, two, three, four, now 5 times. So be interesting to see what happens right here on QQQ. 15-minute squeeze, again, moving downside, very similar to SPY. 30-minute is moving to the downside, has not flipped bullish, stayed neutral, and then starting to move to the downside. MACD was green, but now flipping red. So 30-minute starting to do a little bit of catch up right now. So right here will be make or break on QQQ. Let me screenshot this. Let me put this over in the Discord real quick. Come on, there we go. So watch this area down here on Qs, 617, 618, just this little $1 area right here. Starts to break underneath that, get the move down to 615. Big target zone downside will be 613.25 area. So similar to SPY, if it breaks that, then goes here and then breaks underneath that, get that extra move down here to that zone. So risk to reward looks good. For longs off this area, buyers continue to step in. If you see buyers present, they start to hold this area of support. Can be very good for a nice long going along here in the zone, risking closing underneath of it, targeting back up near, these highs right up here. So lower risk, higher reward setup for the longs down here. If you do see the buyer step in, starts to break and close underneath the zone, then start targeting down here with a stop if it does reclaim and come back up into that zone. So very interesting to see how this is going to play out today. As of right now, again, and then here it is on SPY. So going long down here as it's testing the zone and then targeting back up here near the highs. So very similar thing. IWM not looking as good. IWM looks like it wants to come back down to 240, to be honest with you. It's right here. Yeah, I think we could see right there, back down to that 240, that demand zone. Essentially, it's this area right down here. So IWM looks a little bit weaker than the other two for that potential move right down here to this zone. So keep an eye on IWM for relative weakness. I love trading IWM when it has relative strength or relative weakness outside of what SPY and Qs are doing. Let's go look at the NVIDIA's. NVIDIA underneath previous day low and the previous day low before that as well. Almost to 190 cycle level. Nothing too interesting there. Tesla, I still think Tesla's going to 415. Um, just I would like to see right down here. This is essentially what I want to see. I want to see Tesla go to here. That's what I want to see. I want to see Tesla go from here to there, which it did. And now I want to see them take it from here down to the zone. And I would like to try longs on Tesla at that point to try to take it back up. So personally looking for a little bit more downside on Tesla. I mentioned this Monday that I wanted to see 415 on Tesla, and I'd be uh, tempted to try some longs down there. As of right now, it is in a squeeze on the 4 hour. Get rid of this real quick. You'll see I like why I like that area right there on Tesla. So I need to actually set an alert as we're coming down there on Tesla 417. Tesla is in a squeeze on 4 hour, or it did fire downside. 30-minute is in a squeeze, and it fired downside already as well. It's kind of catching that move coming down to last Friday's low, which is around this 422 area. So keep that on watch. If it can break underneath 422, get that flush straight down to this zone right here on Tesla, 417, 415. Gonna look to go for longs there, probably risking around 412, 410, targeting back up to the highs of 430, 435, and then 445 after that. So we'll look at a few other names. Apple holding up relatively well. I mean, that's just what Apple does, though. Apple kind of just does its own thing. Apple, I mean, a lot of things look like they're in squeezes here on the 15 and 30-minute. Apple's was in a 15-minute squeeze downside. I already had a pre-market move down. You have this like trend line area right here of support. If Apple reclaims 273.50 area, I think that can look pretty good for continuation upside. I'm gonna set an alert for that. And then if it breaks back underneath the trend line around 272.50, probably going to get continuation here downside, come back down to 272, and then down to essentially a move down to 271, 270 psych level. So keep an eye on Apple for this trend line right here going into the day. It is in a 30-minute squeeze as well. It is moving to the upside. MACD is still bullish, but has not flipped bearish like a few of the others, like your SPY and Qs. But again, a lot of them are still back testing areas of support right now. So it hasn't flipped bullish, but if it holds here and they start to hold it bullish, it could be a good move upside. But as of right now, the MACD is starting to try and curl downside. There's still 23 minutes left on this candle. And the squeeze indicator has not flipped bullish, but it's been in this high compression squeeze for about an hour and a half now. So it'd be interesting to watch here on Apple. You can probably just go ahead and hit these trend lines right here. This will be a good tell going into the day right here, marking these two areas and these two trend lines. So I'm actually going to go ahead and screenshot this with those alerts and send that over here. If you're watching the stream on X right now, please do like and repost the stream. It is free to do so and is always recorded. Will be saved onto the YouTube channel and also onto my X page for educational purposes for people to review later on. Good morning, good morning. Is Disney hype over? What's up with Disney? Disney have earnings. And what they do. They disappointed. Disney, more like disappointment. But their ticker is DIS for disappointment, so that makes sense. I mean, it was looking really good. It was. And it's just back down here near the same lows. So, I mean, I would like to see it still hold around 110, 108. The price action shows buyers kind of stepping in and holding this area. Uh, don't really like to trade names the morning after they release their earnings, but definitely something to keep on watch down here near 110, 108. If it loses that, then probably back down to 100 psych level. But yeah, just a pop in fade straight back to the same area where it was before. So it looks like Q's is breaking that low. Looks like Q's is going to come down here. Tesla going to get stomped at. I've been saying 415 since Monday. It's what I'm waiting on. Tessie to go 415. Q's losing that low. SPY. There it is. Moving on down. Coming down to the 680. And let's see if it gets that continuation downside. So 15-minute squeeze did fire downside. PLTR crossing 180. That's no bueno. Google underneath previous day low. IWM underneath previous day, Tuesday, and Monday low. Going for that area now. Qs again breaking underneath 617. So it's looking good for this move downside. I've watched for a little initial reaction off 680 on SPY. Any pops off this 680 to go back up and retest, I'm absolutely going to look for short. So, but your 15-minute squeeze downside did fire. Here's the candles coming in right now live as we speak. So beautiful. There they go. What else are you guys watching this morning? Look at that. We charted out the little 15-minute squeeze build and going downside, and then we get the fire candle right here live on stream. That's always fun to see. That's always fun to see. Amazonian also in a 15-30 minute squeeze. 15-minute squeeze fired on the previous candle, so it's already getting this little nice move downside. Coming back down to what last Thursday's area of support. So bullish divergence on the RSI. MACD is bullish, about to cross bearish, and then your squeeze indicator was moving to the upside, stayed flat, and is now moving to the downside. So downside right here breaks on Amazon and starts to continue. That MACD right there is going to cross bearish. RSI is going to drop lower when this squeeze starts to fire downside. Then you're going to have one, two, three things for bearish, and then probably end up getting the move on Amazon down to this area down here near like 239. So keep an eye on Amazonian right here as well to go from one zone to the other. So see if this plays out here on Amazon as well. What's AMD doing? AMD actually looking decent. Got a little bit larger right there. Resistance above. Higher lows though on the 4 hour. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a pullback here on AMD closer down to sweep 250 a little bit. See if buyers step in down here on that near that 250. They sweep underneath it and hit that trend line. And then if buyers actually step in and then go back up and go make a higher high. So very interesting chart right now on AMD. Do there you go. I do like this right here. I'm setting an alert for around that 250 area. What's SPY doing since it hit the 680 area? Is it getting its little bounce yet? A little bit. There you go. Yeah. Straight down to the yellow level from one to the next, and then nice little bounce. So see if they continue to just short the pops and work its way down to the next one. Gold. I know it was on a tear the other day. It's still looking decent. I mean, above, just back tested almost previous day high. I mean, still looking very, very good. Gold looking very good. Isn't a 15-minute squeeze that is moving downside. RSI has bearish divergence. MACD is already bearish. Squeeze is coming to the downside, but has not flipped bearish just yet. Similar to this right here. You'll see how it was coming down, went bearish, came back up neutral, never fired, and then it goes away, and then boom, it starts moving back upside. Very similar to over here. You want to see it flip upside right here, start to get the move, and then right here it goes from red to green on the little dots right there, and then boom, you get this giant green candle right here, and it starts ripping it upside. So as of right now, it isn't a squeeze moving to the downside, but it has not flipped downside yet. So kind of do have this little potential higher low area on gold, but gold's still looking, I mean, overall, I mean, very, very good, very strong. If it does pull back, watch for it to pull back down to 385 and catch a bounce. That can be a good spot. AMD, we chart. Oh yeah, we chart AMD. Hopefully, yeah. You're welcome. Palantir is right at 180. I like Palantir down here near 180 as long as it continues to hold near the 180 area. Otherwise, I think it's going to go back down to 175. But going here onto the 4 hour, you do have right here where we're sitting at this area of support. So I do like Palantir holding literally right there. As long as it holds right here, I like it for calls. And if it starts to break underneath and close underneath that area, then it's just going to get to move down to 175 and then 170. So from Palantir risk to reward, I like the calls right here based on this 4 hour chart. I think it looks very, very good for a little bit of a bounce, but doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to. But this is an area you'll see previous price action shows comes up here, gets slapped, go back up, back forth, back forth, back forth until it finally gets a big candle above and it rips up higher, right? They knife back through the zone and then they gapped up through the zone and it just filled this little 4 hour session gap that's right here, retesting that same area where this volume shelf is. So again, risk to reward on the back test. I'm absolutely going to try longs down here on Palantir as long as it continues to hold that 180 area. What was the other one that someone just said? Or KLB. We can look at two more before I got jump. Our KLB's been getting its freaking ass kicked. Are you in calls or puts on RKLB? I mean, that's the better question. Um, you're coming to this weekly trend line of support. Actually sitting on it right now. Little orange line that goes across right here. That's the pre-market. So you're sitting literally right here where this trend line is. So if you're short, great job. I'd be targeting this area right here. If it starts to break underneath that trend line, then closer to $45 is next. But if it starts to get the move down here and it holds the trend line for the higher low and you see buyers step in, I mean intraday could be a nice little move. But I'll say if you had puts for yesterday and the swinging into today on RKLB, I mean so far so good. There's your kind of hitting your trend line test area right now. 48p is nice. Yep. So you just hit that weekly trend line pre-market. So um, I would expect some kind of reaction down here between 47 to 40, 49 area. Right now it's at 48.92. So somewhere right there in the middle by a few cents. So I would expect a little bit of a potential bounce right there, but good target downside if you are in puts on RKLB. There it is. Look at that. Whoopsies. There it is. Look at that. There's that trend line from the weekly, and it just hit right here pre-market. So again, good move down yesterday, and then pre-market, great move down, and it just hit that freaking spot right there. So you got 11 minutes, and you'll be able to trim out hopefully some of those 48 Ps for green on our KLBs. So great job there. Nice. Someone said CVNA, VAVAMKR, CoreWeave. All right, we got like 1 minute left. Um, I just saw CVNA real quick. Let's see, CVNA. Well, look, I had a yellow level down here near 285. It just got a nice ripper upside. Lower high rejection. Shooting star coming back down to your daily 9. Um, it tried to set up a weekly Morningstar reversal off that and it's pulling back. 4 hour about to come back down to the 21 area near 320 psych level. Not bad. I mean, I would have liked it for longs off the reaction down here, traded it back up near this trend line. Would have been between 340, 350 area. It went to 345.06 right there in the middle. Pulling back down to 320 right here at the 4 hour 21, you might be able to catch a small little bounce right here. But honestly, I would like for it to lose that and come down to right here, come back down to 305. I think 305, if you just look right here where those buyers step in, it comes back down and it bounces right there. It's going to set up a potential inverse head and shoulders as well. You'll have your left shoulder there, your head, and then if it loses that area right here, comes back down, hits that area down here, can get a nice move. So once it comes back down to 305, it's going to be looking for longs just underneath like 300, 298 area. Can get some decent ads and a tight stop right down there. But it could set up an inverse head and shoulders if it does lose that 320 and get the move down here closer to 305, 300. So not a bad thing to look at going into today. Uh, SPY looks like it wants 672. What's SPY doing since it hit that level? Is it back testing yet, or is it breaking through? What's it doing? Hit the yellow level perfectly. Still just chilling, trying to back test a little bit. So again, looks like it could be short the pop, but I gotta jump off here, guys. I gotta switch over the stream over to the premium Discord for the live stream and live trading session for the day. So again, keep some of these names on watch. SPY, QQQ, the 15-minute squeeze did fire downside here live on stream when we started talking about it. You still have your 30-minute squeeze that are still. Oh no, 30-minute on SPY is done. That was it. There's 7 minutes left, and there's no more red dot on there. So it came down and hit the first yellow level. But it says 30-minute squeeze is done as well. Let me check Q's. Did Q's 30-minute turn off as well? Q's 30-minute squeeze is over too. That was it. The 15 and 30-minute fired. Look, it's gone. There's the red dots right here that were leaning downside. Now you have an empty little dot right there. You got the black dot at the top of the red ball. Not red ball. The red bar right there. Look at that. So it's done. Oh shit. Well, we'll see. So they did hit first target downside in 680 psych level on SPY, and there's no more squeeze downside. So be interesting to see now when it back tests 681, 681.2 area, if it's going to reclaim, send it back up into previous day's range, or if it's going to reject, put in the lower high, get to move back down to 680 at the equal low, and then either double bottom or break that and come down to the next full zone right here. But very interesting. So, all right, guys, I'm going to move the stream over to the premium Discord. Hope everyone has a great trading day for Thirsty Thursday. I will be a guest speaker on the Wolf Trading Spaces here on X, so come hang out over there as well. But I will be live streaming and live trading over here in the Discord with the team for the day. So hope everyone has a great rest of the day. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Let's have a great day. SPX has been my bread and butter the last few days. Trying to catch a few individual names here and there, getting some wins, getting some losses. KO, Pepsi, those things absolutely ripped. I crushed all five banks. Now looking at other names like your Palantirs, Google's traded eBay, still in eBay, up like 75%. I traded XPEV for like 30 or 40%. TGT for 35%. So I'm looking at a bunch of individual names outside of like the Mag 7 right now. So and then I'll tune right over to SPX and then freaking just snipe and hit something real quick for a couple $100 per contract gain. So it's kind of been nice while tech is, hit and miss. Some things running, some things dipping, and a lot of back and forth price action, a lot of divergence this week so far between, the indices with SPY's got on QCOM going underneath one or above 175. Hold up. Y'all thought I was finished? Going under 175, so keep an eye on QCOM under 175. All right, guys, have a great rest of your trading day, and I'll catch you guys.